Thank you, Speaker. On the 8th of May 1945 at 3 p.m, the Prime Minister Winston Churchill made a radio announcement that Germany surrendered and the war in Europe had come to an end. In towns and cities across the nation, people gathered in their communities to remember those they'd lost and for so many to rejoice that the war in Europe was over. But at the same time, half a world away, thousands of British, Commonwealth and Allied forces were still involved in bitter fighting in Japan and the Pacific. Although part of the same war, the conflict in Asia presented different and in many cases uniquely harrowing challenges. Troops fought in jungle drenched by monsoons, on snow-covered hills and in the scorching tropical heat on remote islands. Prisoners of war faced the harshest conditions of brutality, disease and malnutrition. And sadly, while the 8th of May is taught and commemorated across the country, too many remain unaware of the sacrifices made in the conflict in Asia, or even when VJ Day is. Madam Deputy Speaker, the 14th Army, which fought in the campaign in the Pacific, is called the Forgotten Army. And today, in the face of regional and growing conflict, as we once again face threats from powers increasingly hostile to our values and way of life, it's more important than ever that we remember them. Now, in the Spencer family, the army in Burma is hardly forgotten. My grandfather was a Chindit and fought in Burma. And while he resisted talking much about his experiences, it was clear what he did talk about, the incredible sacrifices he and his fellow Chindits went through for our country. The experiences of the war lived on with him not just in memory, but his health. He was medically evacuated back to the UK, suffering from tropical sprue and malaria, like many others, malnourished and incredibly underweight. Back in the UK, he was treated with cigarettes, which we now know isn't helpful, and tonic, which, while helpful, he consumed so much of it that he damaged his hearing, and he continued to have relapses of malaria throughout his life. He died before I was elected MP, but I'm proud to stand in this House and pay tribute to him and all who fought in Asia for our freedoms. And it's clear that while the Forgotten Army may have been forgotten, certainly in this place this evening, it is not forgotten. And I'm grateful each and every day for the freedoms we enjoy in this country, freedoms secured because of the bravery and sacrifices made by those young men who fought and died in defence of our country and our way of life, and those who played the vital roles at home to make the war effort possible. Their sacrifice, their legacy, is our ability to have this debate this evening. We will remember them.